Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I want to talk about how you can hold an effective and productive offsite meeting with yourself. Before I left my very well-paying job at a bank, I spent hours and hours alone at the library, practically isolating myself so I could really go into details about what I wanted to achieve in my life in the next 5 to 10 years and whether I really wanted to leave my job at the bank for something that was so uncertain, such as filmmaking. The idea of having an offsite meeting with yourself actually comes from the offsite meeting that is usually done by companies, usually larger companies, where they gather their employees or project team at another location outside of the regular office premises for 1 or even 2 or 3 days to really work out a certain idea, a product idea, a new service, or kickstart a project so that they would not be distracted by their day-to-day business. So let's get right into it. Here are 7 things in order to have an effective offsite meeting. Number 1 is choosing the right day. Choosing the right day is very important. It is best that you have your offsite meeting on a day where on the next day you don't have anything big coming up. The reason is because you don't want to rush your offsite meeting because you have to prepare for other important things that are happening the next day. I think it's a good idea to take a day off on a Monday, and the reason is because the further you get into the week, the more things are usually happening and tasks and things are piling up. If, for example, you have your offsite meeting on a Thursday, then there is a good chance that on Tuesday and Wednesday, when it's getting really busy, at the last minute, you decide that, okay, I think it's not a good idea after all, I don't have time for this, and in the end, you scrap your offsite meeting. Number 2, go alone, especially if you're doing this for the first time. Of course, it's always very nice if you have someone else who you can share your thoughts with, who you can discuss things with, but I think if you're figuring out something that is very personal to you, it might be a good idea to try it on your own first. The advantage of doing an offsite meeting on your own is that you can follow your own train of thought, and also because you're not afraid of being judged by anyone else, you can really be honest with yourself. Number 3, pick the right place. This is really, really important. You might be tempted to just pick the first cafe that comes to your mind or just picking your favorite cafe around the corner, but please don't do that, because what is likely to happen is that you bump into someone, a neighbor or someone in the area that you know, and then you get caught up in a conversation, or even worse, you have to explain yourself what you're doing there on a working day, and at that moment you may or may not want to share with that person what you're doing in particular. So try to pick a place, for example, a cafe or a shared working space that is located a bit further away from where you live, so that the chances of running into someone that you know are slightly lower. And also make sure that the place that you choose allows you to stay for a long time, because what you want to avoid is that you're really into it and you're really concentrated, and then after 2 hours someone tells you that there's a time limit and you have to leave. Number 4, block out sufficient time. Don't underestimate the amount of time that you need. I would say make it at least 5 to 6 hours. Number 5, be prepared and pack these items. Number 1, bring with you a notebook or sheets of paper and pen, because you want to really write down all your thoughts and your considerations in a structured way. Bring your own water bottle just in case the place that you are going to doesn't have free water, because you need to stay hydrated. Also, don't forget earphones just in case the place is really crowded and loud. Having earphones allows you to put on some instrumental music, jazz music, or whatever gets you into the mood, and then block out those noises. I would also take along an inspiring book, because sometimes in the process perhaps you feel less motivated or uninspired, and then you can just take a short break and read your book instead of browsing social media. Number 6, notify your family or those people close to you. Just let them know in advance roughly what you're doing. They might already be aware that you are very intent on sorting out an important issue or getting ahead on some project in your life. It is just good to let them know that you will be away for these 5 to 6 hours or a full day, so they won't keep on looking for you and trying to call you. Number 7, make a simple agenda. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very simple, basically containing what, how, why, when, and so on. Or if it helps, you can also take along a book that inspires you and that can also help you to guide you through the process. For example, if you are thinking about changing your career or finding a different job, you could, for example, take along the book, What is the Color of Your Parachute? Because it contains a lot of exercises and short quizzes that you can do. So sometimes doing this helps, especially if you are one of those people who tend to feel lost when doing these kind of things. Or if you're about to start a new business, you can bring a book on startups or how to start a new business. So while you're brainstorming and figuring out your own thoughts, you can always consult the book or you can read through the book to get some inspiration or guidance. That's pretty simple, so what are you waiting for? I hope this video was useful for you. Please let me know in the comments if you did an offsite meeting. I'm really curious to hear about it. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you don't want to miss out on any other videos like these, also hit the subscribe button and also hit the little alarm bell so you will get notified in case there are new videos. Thank you so much for watching and all the best for all your projects. See you next time.